Hello and welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Eric, joined once again with Karen,
Hello.
bringing you some more Ryan's Hope, episodes 106 to 110. Tell me all the credits and we'll chat. All right. It's very unpredictable for me. Are you predicting anything or not really?
No, I don't know what's happening. I'm scared.
It's good.
yeah,
Not to be talking about Kenneth.
I,
Or-
I, I thought normally I can follow the storylines and I can kind of guess where things are going. But right now, the only thing that seems like it's going is that like Kenneth is getting more and more frightening every time he has a scene.
I feel like Faith is going to end up in his attic or in his basement, one or the other.
I
And it
know,
ain't going
and now, yeah, and now Nell seems to be going off the rails. Like she's in a living la vida loca moment, but like kind of semi dangerously.
Yeah, I like her hair. It's
So do I.
very through in. It's very blonde. I'm like, oh, she's looking nice.
But I think
For
that's her wig. I think that's her I'm looking hot wig.
it's a hot
Because remember she said to
right.
Seneca, you were so mad when I bought this wig, but look how dope I look now. And
That's
she's
a good
right.
wig. That's a good wig for 70s, 75. That's
If
crazy,
I could wear wigs, right? Because I have so many sensory issues, but if I could wear wigs, that is cute and I would wear it.
right?
It'd be so cute. You just have to upstyle it for today, but otherwise it's a really cute look.
Yeah. All right, so episode 106. Frank is still with Nick. He's like, no, I'm not going to be blackmailed. And get out of my house. Nell
Yeah,
is
he
up.
did.
Nell's up and shows her right hand is working. She squeezes it. Seneca's with her, of course. He got her a fancy cane.
I would
She's
love
up.
that.
She's upset that she even needs a cane.
I get that, but a fancy cane, I want one just for normalness.
I know. Delia bugs Frank about what Nick wanted. She's like, "Tell me what he wanted. I want to
Mhm.
know." I think Jill comes in at some point.
Yeah, because she says, "Oh, you're going to tell Jill, but you're not going to tell me." And he's like, "Delia, you don't care about my job or any of it, so why do you even want to know about it?" And she's like,
Right.
"I'm your wife, so tell me stuff." And it's just, I don't know. She comes off as very. I still feel like this is like his misery scenario where he's trapped in the house and he can't get out.
It kind of is. She flips out, of course, as Delia does. Tell me, I want to know. Seneca says Nell can leave the hospital tomorrow, but she
Hmm.
has home care and live with someone.
Yeah, who? Me.
I don't know why she couldn't live with Bucky. Is he just living at the hospital? No, he has his little boat, his yacht.
I don't think putting Nell on a yacht would be a smart idea. He'd wake up in the morning and she'd be like in Spain, and he'd be like, "Wait, I have work."
He would know she'd be speeding. Um, Maeve and Frank talk, and he says that he can't discuss whatever's going on with her at this point.
Yeah, because he still hasn't confessed that he's a cheater.
Coming soon. Episode 107. Frank is doing PT with Mary. He's walking. He's only mainly using his upper body, so he really doesn't have like strength in his legs yet, it looks like.
Yeah, but he is capable of moving them a little bit, which is
Mhm.
progress.
Yeah.
He's making incredible progress. If this were like real life, it would take him years, you know?
So I forget where I read it, but I read that Frank was actually going to be killed off within 3 weeks, and for some reason they changed storyline direction. Um, I'm glad they did because I feel like there's a lot of drama behind it. Because if he died, like, where would the drama really be? Like,
I
just
feel
being
like
like,
they would have gone in a different direction with the drama, but like the Ghost of Frank would have haunted the storylines, but I like this better.
yeah, I like this better too.
It's so much better because like now you're seeing him as the man versus the myth that they kept telling us.
Right.
And he's more interesting as the man. Like the myth is just boring. It's like he's perfect and he never does anything wrong. Like, yeah, he's cheating on his wife. His wife's crazy. His whole life is going to crap and he's being blackmailed. Like he's much more interesting now.
So he tells her that he paid Roger to pay Nick, and he basically tells her everything.
Hmm.
Um, Finally, only took a lot of episodes. She's worried about the family and how it'll affect them, of course. Da and Ma. Seneca gets Nell ready for discharge. Clem comes by and they have a nice little conversation.
Yeah, Clem kind of apologizes for not a better outcome for the surgery. And Nell is just like, oh, this is the best outcome we could have hoped for. I almost dropped dead. You did your best. And look at me. I'm standing. I'm walking. I'm fine.
Right, she can walk at least.
He is super sweet to her. Like from when they met to now, it's like a whole different ballgame.
Roger tells. Wait, hold on. Mary goes to Roger and tells him off. I'm sure you were Team Roger in this, but
Yeah.
I thought it was great though. The both of them were going at it, and it
I
was really
thought it was great, and I really appreciate the way it is because Mary is so loyal to Frank. But I kind of like hate the morals of the early 80s, late 70s because this man has a gambling addiction, and everyone's like, why can't you just stop? And he can't. Like, that's an addiction.
yeah. I feel like gambling back then wasn't seen as an addiction.
Neither was alcoholism, neither was a lot of things. Like, everything was just considered a moral failing.
It was kind of alcoholism was kind of like in the late set was we saw in Dallas with Sue Ellen. Like it did become a little bit uh they realized it was an addiction
Yeah, but I
eventually.
mean, I think this is all before Mothers Against Drunk Driving and everything. Like, in some places, it was still legal to drive drunk.
I think the Betty Ford Clinic came along in 1981. I feel like that's when it was like,
True,
you
but I think like the prevailing attitude of like most people in the population, I think it still is that a lot of people believe that if you just try hard enough, you can overcome addiction, and that's nuts. I know it's a crazy thing to think.
a lot of reasons in this world to drink.
Yeah, I would love to be an alcoholic. It's really hard. I don't have the time to dedicate to it.
I know, right? Well, luckily we don't have that addiction.
Not that one.
So Roger tells her about her brother and all that stuff. She already knows now, so she does. She's whatever. She's defending him. He's defending his honor, I guess.
Well, Roger's like,
Um,
they were going to kill me. And she's like, then you should have died.
yeah, I mean, she's like, well, you should have quit your addiction.
Yeah, you can easily do that, right? Overnight, you could just do that.
Nell and Seneca celebrate her homecoming with some wine. She goes and she sits on the rail of the terrace. I thought she was going to jump.
Me
Um,
too. When he turned around and he was like freaked out, I thought she was gone and she had left over.
yeah, I wasn't sure what was going to happen either. Seneca gets very nervous. Like what's going on with her? Mary goes to Jack. He warns him not to mess. He warns her not to mess with Nick. And he kind of is like, do what Nick says because you're going to be screwed. She hopes that it'll work out, but we'll see. He wishes he could help, but there's nothing he can do. And that Frank is in big trouble. Next episode, Jill and Frank discuss Nick and Roger. Delia listens. I always think Delia's gonna like listen and do something later, but she pops right out every time. She's always like, oh, I'm here. What's going on? Tell me
Yeah, it
everything.
always seems like she's like creeping and she's going to use the information later. But instead, she explodes like the Kool-Aid man into the middle of every conversation. And she's just like, now I must know everything. And they're all like, oh my God, Delia.
And I'm not used to that because in soaps it happens all the time where they overhear it and they use it to their advantage in some other way. But
Yeah, she just knows. She's just like, I can't stand that Jill's here. Let me yell at people.
right.
I get it though. Jill just does not stay away.
Yeah. Jill comes up with a plan. Wants to find who's running the Turian Dummy
So
Corporation.
what's going on is Jill is going to go to Albany, I believe, to find the paperwork to show that the dummy corporation that holds the properties that the hospital wants links directly to Nick Szabo because the hospital won't want the property if it's connected to the local mobster.
Yep.
It's a brilliant plan, by the way. Very smart.
Faith and Kenneth talk.
And I'm scared.
He had her ID card and she can't find it. He's like, oh, I left it in the lounge. And he gets all upset with himself. And Faith's like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll get a new one. It's all right.
Yeah, I'll just go downstairs, have him print a new one.
Pat is walking a patient in the hallway. a little bit flirty and cute, and
Yeah.
like there's a little wink to Faith. And Kenneth's like, he reminds me of my dad. I'm like, oh my god, these people are gonna get it. What is happening?
He reminds me of my father, a violent drunk who was a miserable person. Hi, Pat. You know, like, oh my god, no.
And he didn't like his dad, but he likes Dr. Ryan.
Is he
I don't
gonna kill Pat? Is Pat gonna get murdered? Is everyone ending up in the basement?
I know. I'm nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen with this stuff. Um, Frank tells Delia about the tenants. She doesn't think.
She's like, F those tenants, F their problems, mind your business, and care about us only. And he's like, what did you think I was elected for?
She doesn't think it's a bad idea, and that she should consider it and listen to Nick and ignore it for a few weeks. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
she's just like, don't help them. Don't do
right,
your job. Just mind your own business and let Nick do whatever he wants. And Frank is just like, I don't even understand you. Like, I'm their councilman. What am I supposed to do?
right,
Which is crazy because like everyone elected now wouldn't do anything we asked them to do.
right. Yeah. He doesn't plan on
Frank is
doing
a
it.
good council member. He's not a good husband, but he's a good council member. And
Yeah,
that's
he wants the truth to get out. Faith and Pat are being cute. Kenneth stares at her pic because he does have her ID and takes it to get a life-size portrait of it.
I was freaking out. He holds this tiny little picture and he goes to the photocopy guy. He's like, this is my girlfriend. Like it's postage stamp size. He's like, this is my girlfriend. I need this picture blown up. And the guy's like, oh, what, like a 5x9 or like an 8x10? And he goes, no, poster size. And the guy's like,
Eyes.
yeah, 'cause I like to come home and look at my girlfriend. And the guy's like, okay.
I think he even said like it'll be like pixelated or something.
Well,
Like,
he would have said grainy then, but yeah, pixelated
yeah,
because it was film. And he's like, oh, I don't care. And that guy's like, sure, whatever, buddy. You know, because it's New York. They're not going to get involved. But I was frightened.
Delia goes to see Nick. He gives her the Dark Shadows music box.
Yes, I was going to say that. He opens it and that song started playing. And I was like, oh, no, he's a vampire. He's a vampire. Nick Szabo, vampire. And I really love that song. That's like Josette's theme, isn't it?
No, it is Josette's theme. And I almost wondered, I'm like, was that like a tribute to like Dark Shadows? Like the writer maybe liked it. And it was, I think Dark Shadows started on ABC. So I'm like wondering if that was a nod.
Oh, I don't know. Like it was just, if you wanted to throw me right out of the believable, like the, what do you call it? Suspended disbelief that this was a real world, putting the Dark Shadows music box in it did it. Because I was like, no, what the? I would put that music box though. It was cute.
Yeah, she begs
Is
him not.
it the music box though? Is it the one from Dark Shadows? Does anyone know? Let me know.
The same one. I'm not sure. It could be. I mean, they might have had limited music boxes back then, for all I know.
Just only had the one with Josette's theme. They're like, for everyone, forever. You're a Dark Shadows fan. Here you go, Nick Szabo.
She begs him not to say anything because she thinks it'll ruin her life, which I guess it kind of will. But I feel like even if it doesn't, it's still her life is ruined. Like I don't know.
He did imply that she would sleep with him.
She did. She offers sex. But he wants his $250K, so he's like, no, sorry, girl.
He was like, that's a great offer, and I'm probably going to figure out some way to sleep with you later. But no, I want the $250,000.
Yeah, money is a little bit better.
You got to offer an equivalent.
But she's only had Frank, right? As far as we know. Like, I don't think she sleeps around as far as we know.
As far as we know right now, she could. And she should have.
Yeah. Next episode, Mary, Frank, and Delia think about what to do. Of course, we know where Delia's head is at. Mary and Frank want the truth. Mary says what Jack told her. Jill comes over. Bucky got a green sports car for Nell, which she used to drive around a car like similar to that when he was little and picked her up.
There's a lot of like, he keeps making parallels to when they were younger and having a good time. And she's like, oh, hell yeah, sports car. And then she drives like Mario Andretti.
Yeah. She talks about going to the beach. She loves the beach in the winter because it is winter. It's December of
Yeah,
75.
they're talking about making a bonfire on the beach and just driving around. And really, what they're doing is reminiscing about like when she was younger and their relationship. It's kind of Bucky's way of trying to tell her how much he loves her.
Yeah.
And she gets that, but she's also going through this weird thing where she's like, I'm alive and I must cling to life by doing wild stunts and stuff.
Yeah, she wants to be in control of her situation, which she can't be. So she's trying to be in control of a car or
Yeah. She is
control,
asserting, yeah, as much dominance over reality as she can.
control of if she's going to go off the ledge or not, basically.
Yeah, I get it. I kind of understand that. Like I could see
I do.
doing stuff like that.
Jill gets back, and it is Nick that's hiding behind the dummy corporation. She found out. Delia says to do what Nick wants still. She doesn't. She does not change at all. She still wants that. Mary and Frank try to get through to Delia. I like what Mary said. She's like, I don't know whether to throw something at her or give her a hug. Like basically,
Well, I think Mary realizes that Delia is terrified.
right.
Like terrified is not going to do anything for anybody. It's not helping anyone in this situation.
Nell speeds, making Bucky nervous. He's like, pull over, pull over. I thought they were going to crash because of the way
Me
that it went
too.
to commercial break. I thought it was. He's like, look out here, Nell, or
And
whatever.
then Bucky's like, "You almost hit that guy," and she's like, "Nah, I was never going to hit that guy." And I was like, "Oh my god, is this my ex-boyfriend driving this car?"
Nick returns to see Frank, tells Nick to give the people their needs and stuff. He's trying to blackmail him back now because of the dummy corporation that he knows about. Um, Nick doesn't seem to take his threat seriously, so he threatens his family. That's all he
Yep.
can do at this point. And he's like, "You're out as counselor or whatever."
Yeah, he's like the other guy got kicked for cheating and you're cheating and I can blow up your world.
Yeah. And Frank decides to tell Ma and Pa or Da in this situation.
Johnny and
Ma.
Maeve.
Next episode, Frank talks to Johnny and Maeve about his affair and everything. Bucky makes Nell stop the car.
Mm-hmm.
She feels the need for speed. She's afraid of dying. She knows she's going to die sooner rather than later, even though Ed said like she can live long and all that stuff. She just knows. Bucky gets Nell home, tells Seneca. She says she's afraid still. She loves Seneca and never stopped loving Seneca.
Yeah, we knew that though.
I didn't. I kind of like
No,
I thought she was falling for Ed for a little bit there.
I feel like she has an obsessive love for Seneca as he does for her, and I don't think it's good for either one of them. I also feel like they changed the storyline a lot to make Seneca softer because when he first came on, he was absolutely a controlling monster of a person, and now they're trying to tone him down to make this work. And I think she always loved him. I think that's why it was so hard for her to leave him to come there
Sure.
and why she kept begging him to just do what she wanted for once. And
He
he
was
still didn't.
he was her life.
Yeah, but he wasted her life. That's what she was saying because she spent so much time doing whatever he wanted to do that she didn't get everything she wanted to get done. And then all of a sudden she was running down the clock. So then she left him so she could do all this stuff. And then it caught her anyway. So I guess she figures if she's going to die anyway, and he came to the town she wanted him to be in, why not enjoy it? I kind of liked the idea of her and Ed, and I'm sad that they're not going in that direction anymore.
Yeah, same.
They were cute together, much more well matched.
I thought it would have been a nice triangle to kind of witness if there was a little bit, but
But he's not even on right now.
if she lives long enough, maybe it'll go that way again.
I think she has an impending sense of doom. That's why she's doing all of this, and that usually when people have that, they do die.
So Johnny and Maeve get on Frank about making it work with Delia. Why weren't you on with her? Why did you let it go so long?
Johnny was like 3 years. 3 years. You went on for 3 years. And he goes, "Oh, I couldn't help myself." And he's like, "You broke it off and then you started up again. 3 years." And I was like, "Yes, finally, someone read this guy for filth."
And he was just like, "Oh, I thought things would change and whatever, excuses, excuses."
Yeah, and he could have divorced her before he ended up getting her pregnant and going through all of that. Like he knew he was in love with Jill 3 years ago, and that baby is not 3 years old. So,
Or once you were running for office, you should have, like, you don't get thrown into that. You know what I mean? Like, he should have been like, I need to end my marriage before I get into office.
no, he thought he could keep his respectability with his parents and his girlfriend on the side too.
Yeah.
And how is that fair to his family? And how is that fair to his son or his wife? He's literally wasting Delia's time. And she could have, it would have been easier on her if she had gotten divorced before having a kid. Now they're
And,
tied forever.
and now, yeah, Delia's like obsessed with keeping him. And I don't blame her because he waited too long.
And she doesn't have a job. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has no income, no nothing. She relies on him 100%. And he keeps acting like she's a pet cat he picked up that he doesn't like very much.
So Maeve says, like, we like Jill, but we worry about Delia and the baby, like how this is going to affect them.
He made Delia their family, and then he'll turn around and be like, "Oh well, get rid of her. I'm now on to the next woman." Then the family can't do that.
Yeah, and you could see like they're crushed, like the way they are, like they're just
They didn't
sad.
raise him to be like this. Like they raised him to be a stand-up guy, and of course they're a couple that's perfect in every way. They've been in love forever, and they would never leave each other. So like for them, they're like, why wouldn't you take the time to make sure you were in love before you did all this?
Johnny does say he's proud that he's fighting over Nick though, instead of taking Nick's offer, which I thought was
I
good of
also
Johnny.
agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't think they're completely crazy in a lot of what they were saying. So it is reasonable for them to be like, okay, so you did this bad thing, but you're standing up to the mobster and you're not letting the fact that you screwed up screw other people. And that's the good choice to make.
Right.
Which makes him complicated. It makes him more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And he says that he'll back of course. He's like, there's nothing else, right? And Frank's like, no, there's nothing else. He's like, well, that's a blessing.
Meanwhile, we find out Frank has 37 hidden children. He like screwed his way through law school.
I know, right? And Maeve wants to go talk to Delia because she's upset for her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all for these episodes.
How did you feel about the fact that Frank actually came clean with his parents? I felt like that was like surprising.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, this is a kind of unpredictable show because, like, for things that happen in soaps all the time, that goes 6 months to a year before they find out, and then like it's a hot disaster. So learning actually this way, I feel like makes it a little bit more interesting because you don't know how the parents are going to deal with the fallout of it, because they're devastated, they're crushed.
Right.
So I can't, like, I feel like they're not going to trust Frank for themselves right away, because he held the secret for so long. So I'm really curious to know how they're going to turn out, Dave and Johnny.
I kind of like that he took the hit because of the way they were treating Mary about her relationship with Jack and using Frank basically to bludgeon her with the idea of this is what a perfect relationship looks like. And then to have that rug pulled out from under them makes them maybe reconsider the way they're treating their other children. But like, it just seems like they have ideas on who their children are and they're kind of set in stone. And this kind of like upset that a lot.
Right.
Except for Pat. They're like, Pat will just bang whoever comes by. And that's Pat. And it's fine. But Mary, don't ever have sex.
Right. I do like that they didn't like protect him right away or like be on his side right away too. Like they are crushed. Like if they would have done that and then gave Mary shit about sleeping with Jack, even though she's in love with Jack right now. So, and it's like, I guess, is it the first guy that she loves besides Frank?
It's the first guy it's the first guy she's ever been in love with. So she waited right into her 20s. She dated guys, but she was never in love with them. So she refused to sleep with anyone until she was in love with them. And they're still mad about it. She did everything according to current rules of dating perfectly, correctly. But she slept with a guy without being married. So whore time. But Frank was probably messing around and sleeping with Delia before he married her. And then he married her because he felt bad for her. And Pat has slept with every nurse at the hospital. And yet this doesn't seem like an issue to them.
Frank apparently had a hero complex. Like he felt like he could change Delia somehow.
Into what?
Right. Like into what? Like because she acted like she needed a hero or something. I don't know. It's very bizarre.
Delia, I feel like they treat Delia like she's slow and like she's incapable. And what she is really is neurotic. So it's like she is capable of doing a lot of things, as we've seen. She was perfectly capable of raising that baby and hiding the fact that she pushed her husband down the steps. She was still neurotic about it, but she was capable of doing that, and she was capable of figuring out different ways to appeal to Frank. And she's doing all these things that are like machinations, and they're like, "Oh, Delia, she's like a puppy that's not even potty trained." It's so sad. So, like, I think they walked themselves into that situation by underestimating her.
I'm guessing that's why they did keep Frank alive, because if you didn't, then Delia would have been a murderer and would have had to go right to jail pretty much and was written in a corner, basically.
Only if she got caught.
Which I'm sure she would have in this story.
Right. That would have been horrible, because Delia is one of the more interesting characters based on how she's very unpredictable and how she's going to react in any given situation. Like, she's going to overreact as soon as Jill is in the room. That's like a given. But when she talked to Nick Szabo,
we don't blame her.
But when she talked to Nick Szabo and offered to like basically sleep with him as subtly as she did it, I was surprised she did that.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I think it speaks to how desperate she is to protect the life she has with Frank. Not necessarily Frank, but the life she has with Frank.
I'm wondering how Christmas is going to be this year for them.
Just my wife and my girlfriend and my son, and my sister and her boyfriend, but we don't talk about them because she's a whore. And my brother Pat and one of his whores. I'm sorry, Faith. And then. Like, I don't know. It's just the double standard on men being allowed to do whatever they want and women being called horrible names. It's like, it still feels like for Delia, the stakes are higher, because if she does get divorced, she gets all the onus on, oh, well, you couldn't keep your man. You're a divorced woman. You're damaged goods. And meanwhile, he'll walk away and damage another woman, and it's fine. I understand it because I'm old, but I don't like it.
And it's out to the 1975, sadly.
Yeah, well, but I don't know. And then I just feel like there's a lot going on. Like, I do wish Ed was on more often.
I wonder if he's going to be, or if he's like done, because it feels like he is. He's been on like once.
I don't know. It feels weird.
We saw him.
And I also think that it's a shame that they leave Clem in the background, because he's so good. And I really, whenever he's on, I'm like, I perk up. I'm like, oh, Clem's here. Yeah. And then he has 2 minutes and he's out.
Lemon Lady did say he gets more involved, so I'm assuming he'll have storyline soon.
He needs a storyline of his own instead of being like an addendum on other people's storylines.
I don't think he gets a storyline of his own, from what I understood.
That sucks. Because he's interesting. Like, I like him. I want to know more about him, because like, he was basically raised with this whole family. So like, they consider him family, or I don't know. It just feels like the Coleridges just adopted Clem. They were like, Roger sucks. So Clem, you can be our new brother, and Roger, go away. And Roger's like, what the? Nobody loves me.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to get out of this Nick situation. Because he's going to want some retaliation for.
I think there's going to be retaliation, but I think Frank is going to come clean to the general public. I think that's why he told his parents first.
Right.
To prep them so they wouldn't be blindsided by this scenario.
He has some hope of maybe keeping his seat on the council.
I think he's going to put it in the hands of the people. I think he thinks the only way he can protect the people is to come clean and to say, listen, I'm human and I screw up, but I'm here for the people. And then he's going to save those people's tenement housing. And then maybe from saving that, they'll remember that he, works for them. I don't know.
I'm wondering with Roger too, like what his story is going to be now.
He reminds me a lot of AJ on General Hospital. I think that's why I like him so much. It's just, he's just unfortunate in a lot of his luck, and his vices really make it hard for people to It makes it hard for people to love him when it's kind of unfair. Like he has problems and like he needs help, but because of the prevailing attitudes, he's not going to get it unless
There's
he
not
does himself.
there's not even a good lady to like really put him with. Uh,
No, no, everyone's related to him. All the
yeah.
women are related to him, and Mary's with Jack.
So Lemon Lady, can you give us a hint of what's going to happen with Roger? Just a hint. Lemon Lady is good with not telling, giving away things. So
Okay, good. I am enjoying it. It's so funny because like my mom loves Roger, so she's like, "You're gonna love Roger," and she's right. I do. And she was like, "Oh, Ron Hale, he's so cute." And I was like, "I've seen Ron Hale when he's older. He's okay looking." And then we watched the show, and I'm like, "Oh my god, he's so cute. I
so you're
love."
trying to.
My mom watched all of Ryan's Hope. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she loves it. She does not like Maeve.
Hmm.
Yeah, she doesn't like Maeve.
I have my issues with her, but I feel like you said, they're very old school, and that's their thinking. Like you know, it is what it is. But
She's self-righteous. Like sometimes she's very self-righteous and sexist, but I think it's period. Like that's how people acted then. So
right. I'm wondering. I guess if she doesn't like her the whole time, then I guess she doesn't change. I was going to say, I wonder if there's like.
I don't think my mom likes, and neither do I, like a sanctimonious person. And sometimes Maeve comes off as very much like I know what's right, and I'm the only one that knows what's right.
Yeah, Johnny
Maybe
did
it
too.
gets worse. Yeah, well, Johnny's worse than Maeve, honestly.
Yeah,
His attitude towards Mary, I actually felt like Maeve was more understanding towards Mary than Johnny was. Johnny was just like, I can't believe you would have sex, you whore. And Maeve was like, well, you should probably not. Like, but if you love him, like, what can I say? And then she was mad about it. So I thought, like, they're confusing to me. But I think Johnny's more old school than Maeve.
and then even like the relationship with Mary and Jack too, right now. Like I feel like that's kind of very back burner. So I wonder if they're gonna do anything.
I I think
with
they really are playing out Nell's storyline. So I think she's not going to last much longer. That's my
um,
sad thought.
what are they gonna do with everybody? Like, what's Seneca gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, after if she dies, like Seneca and Ed, like, where are they gonna be? Where's their
I think
story?
maybe they should have Nell make Seneca promise to finish her work, and then he'll stay at the hospital for a while to stay near Bucky because like they're not really related. They're related through marriage, but they do seem really close. So maybe that would be the way to do it.
Do you think Nell will make it through Christmas, or you think she'll die on Christmas?
I mean, that would be really depressing.
Drama, all
It's a
about the.
snow and be like, Merry Christmas. The snow's falling. Everyone's looking at the baby Jesus, and Nell just dropped dead.
That'd be awful.
It would, but it is a very like medical show type of thing to happen. She has like one beautiful moment with Bucky where she's like, I've always loved you like a son. Or we find out he is her son through some whatever. You know how it is? It's always like, I had you and then I gave you away. You're actually Seneca's son. Or some dumb stuff. And then she'll just be like, oh no, my head. And then she'll die. What
So
about my work?
the storyline, I believe, Lemon Lady and the other commenter, I don't know what to call her because it's letters and stuff, but they say that it is a good storyline. So I'm curious, like, I mean, I guess maybe nobody dies in storyline. I don't know how it's good, but I mean, I'm enjoying it, but I'm like scared. And I think the one lady that comments too said like you should be scared, basically. like,
Oh no, no.
it's like
You should
something
be
like that.
scared.
I forget what it was. Like the way I think that she was like the way you talk about Kenneth, like keep thinking that way or whatever. And I'm like, so I don't know what's gonna happen. He might end up killing someone. Maybe he'll kill Nell by accident, and she'll die a different way. When they're like,
Would that be like she was like, I'm gonna survive this? I also kind of think like maybe like Faith gets recast like a billion times. Does she like actually get murdered by Kenneth and then it's just another Faith?
I mean, I like this Faith. I
I
think she
love
does
her.
a up job. But I do love Catherine Hicklin, so when she becomes Faith, I'm going to be very excited because I love
Yeah,
her.
everybody loves Catherine Hicklin. I'm just like I love this Faith. I think she's doing an incredible job playing such an odd ball character as Faith. Like Faith is Very confusing
Oh,
sometimes.
Faith said something too. Didn't she? She's basically told Pat that her heart has been stolen, and I was like, oh, geez.
So she has been telling him in any way, shape, or form she can that she's in love with him,
Yeah.
and he has been blowing it off
Hmm.
because he's told her that he's not that kind of person. He doesn't do that. He's in school. He's not in the mood to meet anyone, and he keeps saying specifically, "We're having fun right now," and she is not hearing that because that's not what she wants to hear.
Yeah, I feel like something's gonna happen where if he looks the other way, um, at somebody, it ain't gonna be pretty.
No, I think it's just going to be sad for her because apparently she's never been in love before. So I'm still not off of the fact that I think she's somewhere on the asexual spectrum because like the way she talks about dating and all, she just this is the first time she's ever been in love. She's never like enjoyed sex before this. Like so she's got a lot going on. And for Pat, it's just like I like Faith, she's a fun girl. I like hanging out with her. She's a cool friend that I also have sex with. And I think that's going to be a big problem for Faith. But I said that since the beginning because he is just like, it's okay for us to have sex and just be friends. And she's like, sure. And I'm like, no, you don't believe that. Why are you setting yourself up for failure, Faith? But I can't be mad at Pat because he has never once told her that he was absolutely in love with her and that this was it for him or anything like that. He keeps telling her, "You're the girl I'm with now. You're the girl I care about right now."
I wonder if I don't remember. I think I forget if they said Siobhan comes soon because I was wondering what they would do with Bucky, and it would make sense if Siobhan comes on and Bucky gets with her.
Bucky needs his own storyline. He came on so strong with the Faith storyline, and then he just kind of drained away. And
Yeah,
now he's only tangentially involved with Nell's storyline, which he was bigger in the beginning too.
and I think he stays on a couple more years, so he's got to have stuff on it eventually.
I don't know. I feel like they started the show, and like you said, like they kind of saw that maybe Delia was so popular, so they decided not to kill Frank and not to get rid of her. And
Right.
I think with Bucky, they were like, "Oh, him and Faith will be a power couple," but like it didn't really like they didn't have the chemistry for it. So like I think they've just been tweaking things as they go. Because
But
remember, this would have aired weekly, and people would have been able to comment like immediately. They like you would have heard grumblings.
but also if they, I mean, the writing is pretty good. Like it,
Solid.
even if they had like, I mean, they did have the plan to kill him, so they did have to change some stuff, but it all works like pretty well.
Dude, I'm enjoying it. I think it's good that we just sometimes have no idea what's happening. I think that's fun.
We really don't. I mean, I cannot predict what's going to happen next week at all.
I have
Nope.
no idea, except that Kenneth is going to murder everyone. I think they're all going to die. I think Ryan's Hope was only one season, and then Kenneth killed everyone. Right? That's what happened.
He comes back in the series finale.
Just murders everyone.
But on that note, thanks for joining us today at Queers and Soaps. Join our Patreon. Check out what we're doing over there. We do a ton of watches, lots of General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. Marlena Possession is fun. We do Sisters in a Well storyline, which is very fun to watch. Janet.
I love Janet so much.
I know, no matter who plays her, she's great.
This doesn't matter. She's incredible.
But thank you, everyone. Thank you, subscribers. And till next time, ta ta for now.
See you later.
Bye.